My grandparents would speak in fluent Yiddish when they didn't want us to understand. And my parents understood Yiddish, so they would very occasionally use a little bit when they just wanted to say something when we were in earshot and they didn't want us to get it. But from my parents, not really, but certainly from my grandparents, they would suddenly switch into this bizarre language. I was in the car with my grandfather one day. He was a terrible driver. And this is the grandfather who spoke Welsh, English, and then Yiddish. Sorry, Yiddish, English, Yiddish, Welsh, and then English. And of course, he spoke English with a very strong Welsh accent. So he must have spoken Yiddish. He must have spoken Welsh with a Yiddish accent. Anyway, he cut someone up at the lights, and then we stopped at the next lights, and this guy in the next car wound down his window and started shouting at my grandfather, and my grandfather just started cussing in Welsh. My grandfather started cussing out this guy in Welsh. And I started laughing because I was learning Welsh in school. I knew what he was saying. I must have been 10 years old. And he looked at me and then turned to this guy and started cussing him out in Yiddish. And I didn't understand. I mean, I didn't know what the Yiddish meant, but I knew the intention behind it. I could feel it. And I don't think this other guy in the other car was Jewish. I just think he had to swear at this guy. So he went into Yiddish. He didn't want me to understand. It was a very bizarre moment. But I was too young I just thought this is all foreign. I didn't really want to know what it meant. I didn't feel attached to it at the time in any way. I knew I was part of it and I knew I was descended from it, but it didn't. And now, of course, it's fascinating as personal history, but at the time, what's going on?